This is you, scrolling at 2 a.m., existential dread creeping in, wondering if this whole spiritual journey is a cosmic prank. I get it. I've been in that exact spot, staring at the ceiling, questioning everything. This video, it's your map through the mess. We're going into the parts nobody warns you about. Buckle up, it's about to get real. The isolation trap. Here's the scene. Friday night. You're at a friend's place, music's blasting, someone's arguing whether Die Hard is a Christmas movie. It is, by the way. And your friends are debating which Marvel phase peaked the most. You're nodding, laughing at the right moments, throwing in your 2 cents when expected. But underneath, radio silence. Like you're watching the whole thing through a screen. It hits you mid-conversation. You've changed. The stuff that used to light you up, now it feels empty. Fantasy football rankings, celebrity gossip, the latest TikTok beef. It all sounds like white noise. And the worst part? You can't even explain why without sounding you've joined a cult. Oh, I'm on a spiritual path now. Doesn't exactly land at beer pong. Welcome to the awakening tax. Outgrowing your social circle before you found the next one. Your interests have shifted. Meditation over mixes. Philosophy over fantasy leagues. Deep conversations over small talk about gas prices. It's not smugness. It's just your frequency changed. And the old channels are just pure static. So what happens? You ghost the group chat. You bail on game night with a vague, "I'm tired." You scroll past party invites like they're spam emails. Not because you hate people, but forcing yourself through another night out feels like chewing paper. The shocking thing is, this phase is normal. Spiritual traditions call it the wilderness years. You're between worlds. Left the one, but haven't fully entered the new. It's awkward. It's isolating. And yeah, it sucks. But it's also temporary. You'll find your people. At a meditation group, a meetup, or that one friend who also ditched celebrity talk for big questions. Until then, breathe. Journal the weird feelings. Take yourself on solo dates. This isn't exile, it's recalibration. The right connections are coming. They just operate on a different frequency now. The quick fix spiral. So you're lonely. Like, there's a hole in my chest and I don't know how to fill it. And when that void opens up, your brain goes hunting. Not for meaning, for relief. Fast relief. The kind that doesn't ask questions. That's when the DMs start looking tempting. Late night texts to the exes who were toxic, but at least made you feel something. Swiping right on anyone because attention feels better than being alone. The validation hit lands quick. Someone wants you, even if it's just for tonight. But the morning after? Hollow. You traded loneliness for emptiness, and somehow you feel worse. Then there's food, comfort food. The kind you don't taste because you're actually eating your feelings. It's 11 p.m., you're in the kitchen, and a bag of chips isn't about hunger. It's about numbing. Salt, sugar, fat. The holy trinity of, make this feeling stop. You tell yourself it's only tonight, just this once. But 3 nights later, you're back at the fridge. Same hollow feeling. Same cycle. Here's what's happening. You're trying to plug an existential hole with physical fixes. Loneliness isn't a body problem. It's a soul problem. So it reaches for what's close. Sex, food, scrolling, shopping, anything that will spark that dopamine and shuts up the noise for 5 minutes. The trap? These quick hits don't fill the space. They just delay the reckoning. You're not weak for chasing them. You're human. You're in pain and reaching for the nearest painkiller. But here's the shift. What if instead of running from the loneliness, you sat with it, asked it what it actually needs? Not pleasure, connection, not distraction, presence. The void isn't asking for a hookup or a burrito. It's asking you to stop running and finally listen. The Identity Meltdown. Your whole life, you've been building a character sheet. Job title, relationship status, hobbies, beliefs, all of it. You knew who you were. Then spirituality walks in with a wrecking ball and says, nope, none of that is actually you. Cue the existential panic. All those things you identified with, your career, your friend group, your personality, suddenly feel like someone else's idea of you. This is ego death. You question everything. If you're not your job, your trauma, your politics, your aesthetic, then what's left? The ground falls away and you're floating in the existential deep end with no life raft. Here's the difference. This isn't about losing motivation. It's about losing the script entirely. You're not burned out on practices. You're burned out on pretending to be a fixed character. The question isn't, how do I keep going? It's, who's doing the going? That breakdown is the point. What spirituality is asking you to do is stop performing. Let the labels fall. Let the ground stay empty and see what's actually there when you're not trying to be anyone. It's terrifying. Some mornings, deciding what to eat feels impossible because you don't even know what you want anymore. But underneath the terror, there's freedom, the you that's left when all the labels burn away. That's the real one. The one that doesn't need permission, validation, or a LinkedIn bio to exist. So how do you navigate this without spiraling? Stay curious. When the panic hits, ask, who's asking, who am I? Journal without trying to solve anything. Meditate and watch your thoughts pass by like strangers on a train. Accept this. The process is non-linear. You'll have days where you feel solid, days where you're liquid, days where you barely exist. That's growth. The labels will come back, but looser. You'll wear them like clothes, not handcuffs. And that version of you? Worth the meltdown. The spiritual crash. You went all in. Morning meditations, nightly journaling, crystals on the nightstand. Books stacked like scripture. You felt unstoppable, like you'd cracked the code to inner peace. Every practice hit different. Every insight felt like a download from the universe. Then one morning you sit down to meditate and nothing. No peace, no clarity. Your brain is listing groceries and reminding you about that email. The journaling turns into doodles and half sentences. The books feel preachy. The whole spiritual thing that lit you up, now it's just another item on your to-do list that you're failing at. Here's the twist. Identity Meltdown asks, who am I? This asks, why bother? It's not existential, it's practical. The practices worked, now they don't. And you're standing there like, cool, so what was the point? Welcome to spiritual burnout. But not the kind where you question yourself, the kind where you question the whole system. It's like training for a marathon, crushing the first few weeks, then hitting the wall, where every step feels like dragging concrete. Your soul isn't broken. It's just done with the beginner's high and demanding proof this actually matters. You start skipping practices. Meditation becomes, I'll do it later. You catch yourself doom scrolling instead of reading that Eckhart Tolle book, and the guilt creeps in. I'm failing at spirituality. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. Stop. Breathe. This isn't about rebuilding yourself. It's about trusting the invisible work. The flashy spiritual experiences fade, and the deep, unglamorous work begins. Less fireworks, more foundation. When you start lifting weights, progress is fast, then you plateau. Your body's adjusting, building deeper strength you just can't see yet. So what do you do when showing up feels pointless? Well, you keep showing up anyway, even if meditation feels dead. Sit for 5 minutes. Consistency isn't about results, it's about trust. You're not planting seeds and waiting for them to grow, you're watering dirt that looks dead, trusting roots are forming where you can't see them. Change the practice. Try walking meditation, breath work, or dancing. Anything that doesn't feel like punishment. Drop the expectations. You're not here to feel blissed out every day. This phase won't last forever. Growth is not a straight line. It's waves. Right now you're in the valley, but valleys teach what peaks can't. They teach endurance, humility, and trust beyond how you feel. Here's what nobody tells you about spiritual growth. It's not one breakthrough. It's 1,000 small deaths and rebirths. Every challenge is shaping you, not breaking you. The discomfort isn't a detour, it's the path. Every moment you want to quit, that's where the real work starts. Spiritual growth isn't clean or Instagram worthy, it's messy, confusing, and half the time you're convinced you're doing it wrong, but you're not. You are right where you need to be.